What is good, guys? Welcome to another Davis Nerf Club video. My name is Eric, and this video is going to be a little bit different because it's not going to be covering the events of Davis Nerf Club. Instead, it's going to cover my personal opinions of a blaster. AKA, this is going to be an informal review of the Zuru X-Shot Skins Pro Series Longshot. I'm just going to call it the X-Shot Longshot for short. Also, if you see me looking this way, I'm reading off a script that will give me little just tabs on what to actually talk about because I want to, keep this a little bit short. Anyway, before we get started, I want to give you context as to why I want to make these reviews and possible future reviews. You can skip a little bit ahead in case you want to get to the review part of. So there are two main reasons as to why I want to do these reviews. One of which is I thought it was going to be fun. As you can see, I'm back home for the summer, and I thought it would be a good idea to do blaster reviews for DNC to pass the time, especially given that they will be more informal compared to the actual, formal edited videos of DNC covering the actual events of Davis Nerf Club. Another reason is I just thought it'd be cool to voice my opinion or my personal opinion on some of these blasters, especially given that some of these blasters will be new, like this one that just came out probably around a few days ago. I feel like it's going to be fun to actually just voice my opinion and predict the future of said blaster, where it may stand currently versus in the future. Fun facts about the blaster. Comparing actually this blaster to other blasters within the Nerf hobby or market, and whether or not it will be viable for Davis Nerf Club. So as you can see here, this is the X-Shot Longshot, and you might be wondering how I got it, because if you know me, I don't really have a car. I just had shipped to my place. It took around 2 to 3 days of shipping, and as of June 21st of 2023, it popped up 2 or 3 days ago on the actual website or the app. So you can actually go to the app or website and buy this off of the online store, plus shipping. First impressions of the blaster itself. Everyone in the reviews online say it was a bit of a flimsy fit, like the front grip would be wobbly. I'm just surprised because it actually feels pretty nice. Like, it feels really, really sturdy. I get that it might not be the same quality as the Adventure Force or the Dart Zone Pro blasters, like the Nexus Pro or the Max Striker, but this is $30. It's going to be cheaper than those two blasters, and just copying all the other reviewers at this point, $30 that's crazy. The quality is great for that price point. I can't really talk about how it actually feels other than saying, oh, it's sturdy and stuff like that. But if you really want more specifics, I would say I'm just trying to feel the blaster at this point, but it's going to be along the quality point of maybe a lesser quality of slightly lesser firmness of the Nexus Pro. Take that as you will. So, in addition to that, did I do anything to the blaster as listed by one of my questions? So I actually did do something to the blaster already. I got this probably around 6 hours ago as of the making of this video, and when I was feeling the blaster in terms of first impressions, there was a prime lock that used to be right here where you press down and you can unleash the actual prime lock. Because before, when you prime a blaster, like so, it would be locked to this forward position, making it unable to be primed backward, making it so that if you ever primed a blaster without a dart, you would be dry firing it, which is not good. Also, I gotta find another dart now to actually fix that. But I actually, because of the whole issue with that, and I really don't like actual locks like that, I actually went ahead and opened this blaster up. Oh, and also too, with context, the actual button was actually really, really hard to press down. I don't know why it was hard. Showing it might explain why. This was the prime lock, actual safety part, and this was the button to press. Maybe it's because this is sort of a flimsy plastic and you have to press down on it to actually release the actual lock. But honestly, I just went ahead, opened it up, and just took it out. It might be stuck on a certain part, so I just went ahead and took scissors and just snipped it and just took it out. But without this, now it can actually prime whenever it wants. And you can see with this little window of the priming handle, or the priming, the plunger tube, when you prime it, it'll prime this way. You prime it forward, oops, and then when you fire, this part right here should come forward, like so. One thing I wanted to point out is it's kind of weird where I don't know why the spring is here. It might be just to make sure this doesn't slam back and actually hit here, or just stuff like that. But I found that when you prime it, that when you move, that spring just moves around in there, and it's a little bit clunky. I don't know if that is just a me issue or just anyone else has been having that thing. But I mean, I've never seen anyone mention it, so yeah, it's there. Did I prime that correctly? I did. Ooh, that was loud. Okay, anyway, so fun facts, or not really fun facts, but before the fun facts, is it mag droppable? Yes, it's mag droppable. And can it take other mags? So, before I get to that, let me pick up the other mag that I just dropped. Oops. This is the mag that it comes with. It is a 20-round mag, and the quality on this is actually pretty nice. As you can see, it fits in with struggle, because I don't know how to reload this thing just quite yet. And honestly, looks quite nice. The other mag that it comes with is, because it can take full lengths and half lengths, is this adapter that goes in like so, and this curved mag. Oh shit, I'm dropping all my mags. And this curved mag, which also fits in just like that. In terms of these mags, I think that these will probably be used because they're 20 rounders, and these are actually quite nice, and the quality is quite nice. But I don't know. Let's try to get on to the other mags. So, it works with its own mags, obviously. Let's see it work with a Nerf 18 rounder. This is a clear 18 rounder from a Rapid Strike with a little TPU underwear. Does it fit? Yep, it fits. What about a Worker 22? Because people might be running Worker 22s. That also fits. Very nice. If those don't show you that the mags fit, then I don't know what to say. I can't really do drums because I am, again, back home. I don't have the drums with me. Now, this adapter. What half-length mags will work with it? Obviously, it will work with its regular mag. What about, let's say, someone might be running Workers, because those are popular. Worker. Small one, because it's a little nice. I like it. Works. What about, let's just say you have Dart Zone products or Adventure Force products, and you have those kind of mags. That works too. Very nice. Now, let's say you have Katana mags. Don't know why you have Katana mags, because not a lot of blasters use Katana mags. Works too. And that is great, because I've seen a lot of these adapters not really work with Katana mags, so thank you, Zru X-Shot. Now, in terms of the adapter, I just want to talk about real quick. The adapter, this feels a lot softer than the other mag releases of the other mag adapters. So, you might come to a moment where you pull a me, if you know me by now, and accidentally flick it. Oops, there goes my mag. Mag droppable. Real nice. Anyway, so now let's get on to the fun facts of this blaster. So, as you probably already seen with me accidentally opening it up, it has an extendable stock. Very, very nice. Also, too, this front part actually comes off. And this front part, this little longish barrel here, is actually rifling. It's a actual scar barrel, which is really nice. And I haven't really tested it out yet, but the scar barrel apparently seems like it works just fine. It looked more accurate when I was firing it, and it actually hit my target quite more often than it used to. The FPS of this blaster is probably around, I've heard people say around 140. Mine's hitting around like 135. So there's that. And I tested with a chrono. I don't have a chrono, like an image of a chrono right now. Sorry about that. And more fun facts is that, there goes my fucking laptop blaring at me. Don't worry about that. There is actually, so you see these screws here? 1, 2, and in there 3. These 2 screws take off this front part which in turn will allow you to take out the barrel of the blaster, which is nice if you want to change out barrels and actually clean out the barrel. If you actually unscrew the barrel or the screw in there, you can actually take out the priming part of the blaster, and you can actually access the spring, which is great because not only can you change out the barrel, which is very nice, but you can also actually change out the spring, which means that if there are other springs that come out, you can actually change it to hit certain FPSs. We can get back onto that in a second. And other than that, another fun fact that I actually haven't heard people talk about is with this sight, right? These sights aren't really, they're friction fitted onto the actual blaster and the Picatinny rails on top. But if you can see there's a little hole right there and right there that go through to the other side. And I think I haven't seen any pins and stuff within the actual box of the blaster, but I think that allows you to put pins in these sights, which will allow them to be more sturdy and actually stay in place, so you can actually use them. And people might have mixed feelings about the idea of using iron sights, but I just think iron sights look very, it's just aesthetically pleasing for me. So there's that. I might try to find pins to actually put it in there because I like the look of iron sights. But, I mean, honestly, because it's Picatinny rail, you can literally just take off the sights if you don't want them. They literally slide off. And you can put on, like, a red dot or a scope or something like that. On the topic of Picatinny rails, this grip, if you take this grip off, I don't know why you would because it's kind of nice and it sort of fits with the skin. You can take this off and there's actually a long piece of Picatinny rail as well to actually, use in case you want to change it out with another front grip or, I don't know, like an undermounted type of blaster or something like that. So, one of the questions that might be important to certain new blasters is what would the future of the blaster be? Now, in terms of this blaster, I think the future is going to be, it's going to shine bright with this blaster because honestly, this blaster and the platform that it is it's very nice. It's a bullpup platform that is different than the Nexus Pro that hits probably less, but just as so as the Nexus Pro, and it's a cheap option. So even if it's not if it's not like the same platform as sort of like the Nexus Pro or the Max Striker, it's still a very cheap option that you can actually go into to actually hit those higher Pro FPSs. And if you want to compare it to the Nexus Pro and stuff like that, I feel like with this blaster and how sort of compatible it is with changing out certain things and adjusting certain things because certain things pop off like real easy, like this grip and the stock and the barrel and the spring, there might be 3D print support that might be able to print out new grips for the front grip and the actual trigger grip, and for the stock maybe a longer stock because this is a little bit atrocious in terms of how long it could be, and maybe actual different muzzle barrel screw-ins where you can actually change it out to put in longer barrels or take it out and put in different springs. I've seen where they've done a lot of support for the Nexus Pro, like the whole top rail, low power springs, overpowered springs, like tuners and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure that this blaster is going to get pretty much the same support as the Nexus Pro in terms of the the hardware and just what people can come out with. I'm pretty sure because of how long this is, people might print out a longer stock and stuff like that, and it's probably going to be a very good blaster. Now, in terms of what I think for the future, because I know for sure there's going to be other blasters that come out in the market and stuff like that, I would say this blaster in the future is going to be regarded as one of the legendary, I guess you can call it legendary, one of the legendary blasters that kind of hit the market and actually set the tone for how cheap a pro blaster can be and how much quality it can actually be, but may be, just regarded as, just a legendary blaster. I know for sure in the future there's going to be more blasters that will be much, much better and probably be much cheaper. I mean, I don't know how you can beat out a $30 price point, but you know, if you can do that and actually achieve better quality or something like this, then, you know, I'd be stoked for the Nerf market. I mean, given how blasters are nowadays, you know, I wouldn't be surprised, but at the same time, you know, it's just great to see more of these new blasters like hit the market. I remember back when the Nexus Pro came out during COVID, and I thought that, you know, that's just too much FPS for, like, you know, just any sort of battle. But like as time went on, it just seemed like now that's the kind of like the expectation of most of these blasters. Like that high FPS is kind of where these blasters need to go in terms of like comparing it to like the 70 or 80 FPS mark. Now it's going to be like the 130 or the 140 FPS mark. Like I've seen the Nexus Pro hit around like 130, 140 in stock. I've seen the Tryon hit like 130, 140 in stock. And now at this point with the upcoming what is it? The KM9, the Unicorn, that's also going to hit probably around like 130, 140. And as you can see with the reviews, it's probably, you know, you've seen that these FPSs with these blasters have hit around those ranges, if not a little bit less, like 120. But that's, you know, that's not even like compared to 70 and 80 FPS. That's like mind-blowing. Anyway, now continuing on with comparisons of blasters. Before I actually get on to the sort of ending parts and like, you know, the ending notes. Another blaster that we can pretty much compare this to, other than the Nexus Pro, like why would I do that, is the Lynx by Orion blasters, which I built a few days ago with help and supplied by Kyle, or better yet known as Pinky Dragon Tuning. As you can see here, bullpup, pump action, and the mag release here, or pier. This can pretty much be the same thing as, or compared to as, the Longshot if you pretty much put it side by side. Like, as you can see here, pretty much the same thing. Like, I'm doing a really bad job of comparing it. But as you can see, it's kind of like the same form factor, but, you know, it pretty much depends on kind of what you're going for. The final notes is, can this work at DNC? And as of now, I'd say probably not, but later, probably. It depends. Right now, because there's not really a lot of support currently, because it just came out, I would say it's hitting too high for DNC, because DNC has a sort of lower FPS cap, hitting around at 100 FPS and then increasing as the quarter goes on. So next quarter, we'll probably have an increase in FPS. But if there is support, and I'm saying if because there probably will be, but if there is support, which will lower the FPS of this blaster, then I wouldn't see an issue with this popping up in Davis Nerf Club, especially if it's hitting those FPS caps, which we will check. Because, again, it's a very nice blaster, and, you know, it's cheap, nice, and it's, you know, better compared to all the stock stuff we have at, you know, DNC for people to borrow. Yeah, no. Oh, 3 more things before we get to basically closing off this video. More fun facts. There's a little knob here that adjusts the elevation of the front sight. There's a window on top right here to show you the mag in case it was empty, or, you know, if it's full when you're priming. And I don't know if anyone's pointed this out, but there's two, I said 3. There's 2 triangles here, and these are on both sides, that you can kind of like eyeball to use to reload your mags. God, this is so bad. Where the back triangle will be where your back of the mag will be, and the front triangle will be where the front of your mag is. So you can literally just eyeball it, because if you're not looking, you might have a hard time trying to actually shove it in. If you eyeball it, you can literally just follow those triangles, align the walls to those triangles, and get a much easier reload doing that, you know, because, you know, reloads, it'd be important. Anyway, that is it for this video, and, oh, yeah, before we get to that, so, the full name of this blaster is Zuru X-Shot Skins Pro Series Longshot. Wow, that's cool. Are we going to get other skins of this blaster? Who knows? Anyways, that is it, finally, for this video. It's just, again, an informal video review of this blaster and just my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed the video, and sorry, it is a little bit different, but again, you know, it is what it is. And did I say hope you enjoy? I think I did. Hope you enjoy the content, and I will see you in the next video. Peace! Just kidding, I had like 2 more things to add. One, it has slam fire. Sorry, Boba. It has slam fire. And this lever, that lever you see right here, it's on both sides. There's also a safety, funny. That lever ejects mags from the half-length adapter because that lever hits this part of the adapter, because there's a little part of the adapter which will make it go up and which will eject those mags. Oops. Okay, finally, that is it for the video. Peace.